In our last video, we talked about what are the best types of videos you can create for LinkedIn. In this video, we're gonna talk about what should you be keeping in mind when you're actually creating your video for LinkedIn. You're shooting it and editing. Let's talk about it right now. I'm going to start us off with a quote directly from LinkedIn themselves. They say, you may want to do live, spontaneous videos on LinkedIn once in a while, maybe at an event or sharing a quick tip. However, high quality professional videos will get more views. Therefore, you may want to spend more time creating and editing your videos before you actually upload it. This connects really well with Facebook's own tips for businesses when they create video. And that is, get the best available resources, equipment, and team to create your video. That means go as far as you can. If you can only afford a camera, just get the best quality camera. If you can go beyond that, get whatever the best available. Don't cheap out just because you're lazy. Go as far as you can with the resources that you have available. This will allow you to both engage more your viewers. Content is king, but how they're listening to it, if they can truly audibly hear you well, and it's a nice viewing experience, will completely up your game, especially if there's a lot of noise in your industry. If a lot of other players are already creating video, and most likely they are. In the editing stage, there's a lot of things you can do to help maintain and keep them engaged, and that's by adding a lot of visuals, graphics, and text on screen to keep them pulled in. But people and stories is where it starts. So making sure you invest a lot of time and effort right there with your story of what you're sharing, and don't just, all right, let's quick make a video. Figuring out your contents and investing it throughout your production will get you the most results. A little bit of a no-brainer, but I think it might be a good reminder if you're thinking about creating video for LinkedIn. The second point is keep it short. Keep it to the point. Only go as long as it needs to be, no longer. Don't put any fluff, but at the same time, don't feel like you just need to do quick video and get it over and done. Go as long as the content that you want to share. Some interesting research they found, both looking at longer videos and shorter videos, that just because they were longer and you didn't get as many completions, there were still as many action items or conversions, engagements on longer videos. Meaning if you're actually putting good content out there and people are interested in it, the right people who are watching it will engage, but only make it as long as it needs to be if you want people to stay engaged. The second part to that point, though, of keeping it short is you need to grab their attention and communicate the most value or the most important point in the first 10 seconds. Just like Facebook, as people are scrolling and it autoplays, you need to be able to communicate your top value right away. You have 3 to 10 seconds to capture their attention and then be able to pull them in. Keeping it short, engaging them in the first 10 seconds, you're off to a great start. Now, the third point is when you're creating your video for LinkedIn, it's really important to have closed captioning. Subtitles. Again, just like Facebook, videos autoplay without sound. Most people are on their mobile device when they're on LinkedIn, and you may not be in a place you can turn the sound on. So having closed captioning so they can read along will help keep people engaged, but also capture even more viewers than if you didn't have it at all. And you can either hard embed it, burn it in so that it's always there, they can't turn it on or off. We usually do that ourselves. Or you can add an SRT file to the LinkedIn player, and then it'll automatically display down on the bottom beneath your video, on your video, that they can turn on and off. Now, we actually have a whole nother video around closed captioning, of creating it and what thoughts to keep in mind when you're doing that. So definitely check out that other video for that point if you haven't started on it. So there you go, a few tips of thoughts you should be keeping in mind when you're actually creating your video for LinkedIn. In our next video, we're gonna share some great tips for when you actually are posting your video that you spend a lot of time and effort on to LinkedIn so you get the most bang for your buck, that people actually engage and watch it. Please subscribe and follow for more great video tips. I'm Alex with Your Local Studio. We'll see you next time.